I just cut up contact for you.
You did? Oh, I'm right upstairs. You need his name plate and mail because he just came in. Oh, it is up there? Oh, okay. They must have looked it over. That's okay. That's okay. There's a gentleman. Stand by. Have you visited the
I recognize it.
Okay, can I just remind the audience, when you need to speak, you need to get a microphone handed to you, because the people who are watching on YouTube can't hear you when you just shout out into the crowd. So we just want you to know, because I get a lot of complaints because people say they can't hear anything because people are not using the microphones. So thank you, and let's have a good meeting.
Morning, everybody. Calling the meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, June 6th. It is 9 a.m. If everyone can go ahead and turn off their cell phones. Anybody taping? No? No? Okay. If we can go ahead and stand up, have a moment of silence, and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Thanks. I just wanted to make an announcement that Jim Westbrook is out today. He's not feeling well. If you remember, he was going with his grandchildren for a vacation, so I think he might have had way too much pizza and ice cream. So I think he's recovering from that. So we do have enough for a quorum. Barely. Yes. Yes. But we're going to move on. Go ahead with our meeting today. So first off, are there any corrections to the minutes from our last workshop on May 2nd? I didn't see anything. Anybody have anything? I think we're good. Leo, I know you're just catching up. Welcome back, Leo, from his trip to Africa. Do you see anything, Leo? No? Okay. I make a motion to approve the minutes. Second it. All approve? Aye. Unanimous. Okay. We have correspondence, and we're probably going to need some help with this. Leo, do you want to go ahead and read? Yes. Yes, thank you.
Correspondence received on May 15th. Brookridge Board. We are hoping to establish a euchre card club. We currently play at someone's home. She is a snowbird. We want to continue playing euchre throughout the summer, playing every other Wednesday night. Upon checking Patrona, she has indicated that room E on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock is available. Cost to play will be $1 a person, with the cost of an additional 10 cents for every time a set of partners is euchre. All the monies collect will be paid out at night. Money is allocated to the first, second, and third highest scores, with the euchre dimes going to the player that has the most alone hands. This is open to anyone that knows how to play euchre. We have an established set of rules to follow. Our request before you, establish a card club to play euchre on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month throughout the summer in room E at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Suzanne Whitley, Unit 1. Make a motion to allow a new card club to play euchre on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month throughout the summer in room E in the clubhouse at 6.
Leo, I just have a quick question. Suzanne, do you want to just explain what euchre is in case there's other people that are interested in it? Is she here? Okay, she's not here with Stan. Oh, with Stan. Do you know what it is? Would you just mind explaining it? In case people are other interested.
So euchre is a card game that you play, and you have to have partners. So there's 4 to a table, and the winners at table 1 stay at table 1. The winners at all the other tables move. If that makes sense. So the losers will stay. Is that right? So, and it's just a card game. You play with 9 through ace. So you have 5 cards. It's very easy. It's very easy to play. You can look it up online. The rules are very simple.
And how long does the game last itself?
It'll probably go till 9-ish, I'm guessing, 9:30, depending on how much gapping there is.
The gap factor.
Exactly.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thanks. I second the motion to approve the Yucca Card Club on the second Wednesday of the month in room E, starting at 6. Second and fourth, sorry, second and fourth. Do I have a vote? No, I second it, George. All right, all in favor? Unanimous. Carol, do you have anything for us today at all?
Can you hear me? I don't have a voice. Okay, I'm gonna make this real short. We just hired Diane Holton for the part-time position at the admin office. She should be starting sometime this week. And I just want to put out a reminder, excuse me, that on Thursday, this Thursday, June 8th, from 9 to 1 in the parking lot at the pier of the clubhouse, they're going to do free golf inspection, so you can have your brakes and your tires and all that done for free. Also, code enforcement will be here for anybody who needs to register the golf cart with the admin office. That's all I got.
Okay, all right, I will get up and, oh. The inspection is right here in the parking lot, right where the tennis courts are. And that's put on by the golf club over there. And remember, it's free, so you can come out. Morning, everybody. Just to bring you up to date on things that are going on, I know you've seen some of the cleaning of the buildings that we have done. So far, we have cleaned the entire admin office, front and back. The clubhouse has been cleaned all around. The pavilion has been cleaned. We have the curbing cleaned. The sidewalks, entrances have been cleaned. We've gotten rid of a bunch of chairs that were broke. Thank you, Mike, for that. The next thing that we have for improvements, I kind of call it improvements, is we're going to go ahead and have Holly Tree Service. We've got a George, you had called them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we have them giving us a price on trimming up all the trees and the bushes all over here, painting the curbings around the trees and the sidewalk, the yellow, orange areas there, and then for mulch to all be laid down all around the building to make it. And also we have the front finally done too with the fountain area. The next thing that we're going to be doing, and hopefully Jim will be ready to go, but Millie has been very helpful on this part too, is we're going to start with the roads. The roads are a few years behind. We have approximately 10 to 12 trees that have to come out because they're lifting the pavement. That is the next place that we are going, okay? Each tree we are estimating will be several $1,000s to remove them. We have to go ahead, we're gonna go and start calling for bids. We're gonna have Billy take a ride with Millie. I know, they're gonna go on a field trip. So if you see them, it's not a quorum. I'm gonna go separate. So there's not 4 in the vehicle. We'll have George drive or somebody. Maybe Snacks will be on board, we don't know. But they're gonna go around and start identifying the trees and marking them so that we can start looking at taking the worst trees down first. But we don't know all that's involved. We know that there's probably going to be pavement that's going to have to be maybe patched or something like that. We don't know. So we are going to call and get a few bids and see what these companies are saying to us. Once we identify and look at the worst trees and bring them in, because we're going to do so many at a time because of the cost. So that's where we're going next. Actually, well, you'll find out right now. Sorry. We have the count for the evacuation signs. Tracy, Millie, Lucy, and that whole group have been working very hard. We have the count to get the evacuation signs. We need to really address that first. Hurricane season is upon us. I know they're saying it's a slower time out there maybe this year, but all we need is one storm. That's it, and we're gone. And we've seen that before with some of the bad storms we've had here where the carports have been damaged in people's homes. So we want to go ahead with that. We're going to start back up. I will say it again in case you didn't hear, but Harry Calderbank is going to be our new superintendent of code enforcement. In fact, he's starting tomorrow. So we're going to start back up the hurricane team. Is that correct? Hurricane team. That had been stopped. But we're going to start that back up so that we are all prepared. We're all on the same page. We know what each one of our roles are when that happens, where we're going to go, what we're going to do. God forbid if the admin office, something happens, we can set up a temporary office up here or wherever that's safe, that we also can go out and start looking at the neighborhoods and assessing damages and things like that. So we're going to start that back up as soon as he gets on board. I'll give him a day. And Harry, if you're out there, be ready. So we have a lot going on. I've also contacted the American Red Cross for, in a lot of restaurants you see them now, they have the external defibrillators. It does not require, they don't require training as in a CPR instruction. These are the ones that the machines come off the wall. You go and you take it off the wall. Someone is down. You open it up, and it automatically speaks to you. It walks you exactly through every step that you have to do. Why somebody is on the phone calling 911 for assistance. But I have been told by the American Red Cross that all 911 operators, there's several different models of these that are out there, but all 911 operators know the complete instructions for this. So should you open it up and get nervous and you're helping somebody or assisting them, they can walk you right through it. So we thought that considering all the people that are up here, that it would be something to look into. We're also going to contact our insurance too and see where that goes. But Carol?
I think it was last year the health department offered a course for free. I believe it was 10 people, 10 volunteers, which would be probably everyone from the clubhouse and possibly some people from code enforcement. And they can get a free training on that through the health department.
Right, so we'll go ahead and contact them and see what we can get. But I thought that was important to have up here, one of those machines.
Debbie, we do have a Philips AED in the break room.
Right, but we need it on the wall outside so it's accessible to everybody. And we thought the size of the building, some places, the Red Cross said depending on the size of your building, you might want to consider having more than one. So that's why I had contacted them on the size of the building and to see. We're also going to go around and Millie has been looking at putting up for the fire extinguishers, signs for that, so we can know where things are, just so that things are brought up to rules and things like that, just so people know where things are. So that's all I have for you right now. We're doing a lot of work. We're really trying to address now the roads. We knew we needed to address the buildings, things like that. I also want to put a plug out to all our committees. They are still looking for volunteers for different committees, so if you're interested, you're more than welcome. I only have 3 applications for the birthday committee. 3, that's it. Yes, for the 50th celebration. So if you are interested, if you can get an application in as soon as possible, and you're interested in being on the planning committee, but I only have 3 applications for that committee. So that's all I have for you right now. But
I'd like to make a comment. Coming up mid-mall this morning, whoever's doing the landscaping did a good job. It's looking very good. Take a ride down mid-mall.
Okay, the first agenda item, and I think I've already kind of spoke to it, Tracy, is the Traffic Safety Committee recommendation placement of stop signs in Brookridge. They're asking for to place stop signs. Leo, did you want to read the April 20th revised to May 31st letter?
April 20th, 2023, revised May 31st, 2023. From the Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee to BCPO Board of Directors. Recommendations for the BCPO Board of Directors to be put on the agenda for the next BCPO workshop. Placement of stop signs at the top of Country Club Drive and Dinsmore Street. Placement of stop signs at the top of Country Club Drive in Cedar Cove Avenue. We feel this will effectively slow traffic on this blind hill. Placement of stop signs at Country Club Drive and Mission Street. This will in effect make it a 3-way stop, again slowing traffic and reducing speed in the area. See the attached schematic for recommended placement. Thank you for your consideration on these issues. Tracy McCumber, Chairperson, and Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee. Included with the letter are graphics clearly designating where the sign would be placed.
Did you want to speak to that at all, Tracy? Just this one, I know you have another one behind it. No, if you want to take one at a time, in case people have any questions.
I think everybody's pretty clear on what we're trying to accomplish with the new stop signs, and if anybody has questions, the board's pretty versed.
Name and unit number.
Oh, Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. So at any rate, we're just, the whole concept is to slow traffic. And again, I'll repeat this, we had someone, one of our residents hit on the boulevard about a week ago during the day. So there's all kinds of issues that we have, and it's just obviously been a problem for years, and we're just trying to curtail this. So if anybody has questions, the board's pretty familiar with what our attempts are to get those signs in to just slow our traffic down a little bit, guys.
I'll open it up for discussion. Anybody have anything?
Is it open for discussion?
Yes, open it for. Did you want to say something? Okay. You both went up at the same time. I have no idea.
Oh, you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Paul Campbell, Unit 2. I was wondering if anyone on the board has received any surveys from the Traffic Safety Committee as far as people stopping at stop signs. On a small scale, I watched 15 vehicles approach stop signs in this community. 13 of them drove right through. I also drove up the crest of the hill on Country Club at 18 to 20 miles an hour, the posted speed. When I got to the crest of the hill, I could see all the way down the hill and two almost 25-mile-an-hour signs. There was nothing there. I understand it, but once you hit the top of the hill, I could see everything. If there was something there at the posted speed, I would have had enough time to brake. We have had at least 4 accidents on the boulevard that I know of with personal injury and property damage. I don't know of any accidents happening on this section of the road, so I don't understand why the committee is putting so much attention on this area. I believe this addition of the signs are a waste. Most of us took driving tests to get our licenses. At that time, a stop sign was just that, you stop. A speed limit sign was just that, a speed limit. If we just get back to doing that, I don't think we need extra signs and added problems, really. Thank you.
I'd like to address Paul's concerns quickly. The speed limit on, and he was going 18 to 20. That's great because most people don't do it in that area, and that's what we're trying to do is slow the traffic. Paul, most people in that area don't do that particular speed.
Then address the speed limit on the stop sign.
And again, and we spoke of this, and Harry's going to be taken over, as we all know, and we can only do what we can do. We are not the enforcers. We can put in stop signs. It's not, all we can do is make recommendations to the board to put stop signs in. Code enforcement now is their job to enforce what we try to enact. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mary.
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6. At one of the other meetings, this stop signs were discussed, and I got up and I found an objection to having 3 stop signs areas in such close proximity. People do not stop at stop signs. Has our new code enforcement supervisor, is he in favor of these stop signs? Has he been?
He is. Beverly, he was actually on the traffic safety committee until he took the job as code enforcement.
My other question is, why wasn't this brought up at the town hall meeting that we had?
I had no questions about it. I went over everything that was asked of me at that particular
It was
meeting.
not discussed. I thought it had been dropped. Okay. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything? Go ahead. Sorry.
Sheila Walsh, Unit 3. Yes? What? Can't hear you.
Fine. Hold in front of your mouth.
Yes? Yeah. Sheila Walsh, Unit 3. Yesterday, I was out with Lucy, who's on the traffic committee with us. And we went to see about evacuation signs. She got there before me, and she had witnessed 10. I had witnessed about 4 golf carts not stopping at the stop sign. So I said, stop. And the man said, no, we don't have to stop. That's for cars. Now, who would take care of it? What car drives down the golf cart other than golf carts? So who would take it? I was just flabbergasted, and I didn't want to run after the guy, but he just wanted to. So that another car, and another car, and another car. Who takes care of that? The signs are this high. How could that guy honestly say, if it was for cars, except like a little Tykes kid car? Who takes care of that?
That would be, everyone does. It's everyone's responsibility to know the traffic laws. You all have a driver's license.
But apparently...
Apparently the golf carts, they think right. So, to put it out there, golf carters, you have to obey the traffic signs. Does anybody else?
We have two over here.
Ken Walsh, Unit 4. Sound like a broken record, same thing I'm back on again. The Brookridge Boulevard, where it turns into Country Club Lane. Can you hear me now? Where it turns into Country Club Lane. Let me start that again. Where Brookridge Boulevard turns into Country Club Lane. It's 1/2 mile to Hampton Street. And that's where you make your right to go into the parking lot. There's two different speed limits on this 1/2 mile, 20 and 25. If you're trying to correct it, why not make it 20 for that first 1/2 mile? Because that's when most of our visitors come in from the outside and go to the clubhouse. Keep it at 20 miles an hour. Got one more thing. While we're talking, how many times the front gate been hit?
Sounds like a hit job.
Do you know why? People do not stop at the stop sign there. They make a rolling stop, and boom, if you stopped your vehicle, then you would never hit the sign. So think about it.
Lynn Southwick, Unit 4, I'm just going to elaborate on his boulevard. You talk about the stop signs on Country Club. Why not put some on the boulevard? I use my cruise control on the boulevard. I set it at 28 miles an hour. I have to drive in the fast lane, and people try and pass me on the inside lane. Here's the problem, though. There's always cars parked on that road. And I drive in the fast lane so I don't hit them. And the cars are parked there when the driveways are empty. I don't understand this. I don't know if there's a rectification for that or not. But why not add stop signs on the boulevard to slow that traffic down as well? Just a question. Both of those.
Thank you for your question. The imminent issue right now is Country Club, and we will work on the boulevard as soon as we get time, I promise that. And I just, like I said, this is just a suggestion. We ask people for their suggestions, ideas, what we can do. And the only thing we can do is place the signs. It's code enforcement's job to enforce that. And I see it all the time too. When it says stop, people say, we put in stop signs, we don't have to stop. Yeah, you do. You have to stop. It's not an option, just saying, but thank you.
Gail Metcalf, Unit 6. It was interesting what you said about the golfers when he said that they didn't have to stop. Just a suggestion on that is if you could contact the Golf Association president and have them post something that the golf carts have to. I know it's not all golfers, because it's not all golfers that go through the stop signs, but at least that would be a start.
Thank you, Gail. That's a good point. And I do want to reiterate, most of the traffic that comes into Brookridge, I think they said 70% comes to the clubhouse, you guys. So that's a big thorough way that we need to accommodate with signs, hopefully. But that's just the information we have, and it's up to the board what they want to do. But again, we're doing our best to try to alleviate some of the speeding, and there's no other way to do it. And stop signs the one thing I think that can slow it down. We'll see if that works, and then we can initiate that on other parts of our community.
I know with Jim not being here, he's been part of the traffic safety. And tomorrow we have Harry starting. I know this has already been tabled. I really would like to get their input,
That's fine, because Jim has been very
right,
helpful
and he's
in this.
been very helpful, and he's brought up a lot of other stuff to us about the traffic safety meeting. And I know we've tabled this, and Harry has too. Would would you have a problem if we went ahead and just tabled it until the board meeting so that they're back and that we have their input to the entire community?
That's fine, absolutely
Would
fine.
that be?
Yeah, I'd rather.
I know we've already tabled it and I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just would rather it have all consideration before we make a decision, or before
Right.
you make a decision.
Oh,
Robin Napier, Unit 3. We're having that golf cart, they're checking them. Why don't you have someone there that they have to sign something saying that, if they're part of our community, that they have to abide by all the rules, just like a vehicle, with the carts? Maybe, don't they have to be registered? So, no? Yes? Okay. So if they have to be registered, why isn't something done to where that they have to abide by all the rules, just like their vehicle that's on the road? And maybe have them sign something at that, check out my cart thing.
What about if, well, code enforcement's gonna be up there, giving out the stickers. Ron Ross from the clubhouse is gonna be up there. I'm actually having a meeting with Ron this afternoon. What about if I discussed it with him, that he makes announcements along with code enforcement to let them know that there's been a lot of issues with the golf carts not stopping and obeying the signs and the laws, and we give them a reminder there and see what happens from there, and just let them know that it will be a zero tolerance. Right. I think that might be a way to go at first. At least tell somebody up front, hey, this is what you got to do. Maybe you forgot the traffic laws since you've got your license, but they're still in effect. So maybe we can take it from that way. Code enforcement's going to be up there and let people know that they still have to obey all the traffic rules and regulations, and we do have a zero tolerance because it's becoming such an issue. Thank you, Tracy. I make a motion to table this until the Wednesday board meeting, just so that we can get Jim's and Harry's input in it. And I know Jim has done a lot of work with Tracy and the group on this, but just to get a different perspective on it, and to, he's part of the board and we should have his input also in this. So, do I have a second for that? Second? Everybody in favor of tabling it to Wednesday? Thank you, Tracy, very much.
Yes, thank you.
And Leo, do you want to go ahead and on the April 20th, there's oh, that was already part of it. Okay, I think that's it for that.
Debbie, are you tabling both of them or just one?
How do you all feel? It's just that, would you have a problem, Tracy, in your committee? Just because Jim's part of our team, and we should have his input too, right? So I make a motion to table both for the Wednesday night meeting. Okay, everybody in favor? Aye. Unanimous. The next one is the, there was, go ahead.
I know we tabled everything, but, we talk about, we've had accidents on the boulevard. In my opinion, the reason, we need to get these cars off the side of the road from 6 or 8 o'clock at night to 1 o'clock in the morning. There's all kinds of blind spots out there. What are we gonna do, wait till somebody gets killed? It's been brought to code enforcement before, and nothing happened. Now, We got to do something, because somebody's gonna get hurt, gonna get killed, and then what's gonna happen? So that's something to suggest, Tracy, that we can work at too sometime. Okay.
And this is a motion to withdraw a tabled motion to the change for the swimming pool. The agenda item was tabled on April 19th due to more discussion and review needed. An agreement has been reached with the pool exercise, both groups, that has been met, and they seem very happy out there with their exercise. I've checked on them, they haven't said anything. They're both doing fine out there, so I just make a motion to withdraw the swimming pool for the time changes. I just make a motion for that. Can I have a second on that? Seconds, George seconds. Everybody in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Okay, we have some good stuff now. Is Hope here? Oh, there you are. I couldn't see. This is for the Appeals Violation Review Committee, the AVRC. And there was 2 appointments that they have. They have submitted resumes, Deborah McMillan and Ken Walls. The current committee has reviewed their resumes and are requesting the board to appoint the 2 applicants. So the recommendation is to appoint Deborah McMillan and Ken Walls to the AVRC. Do I have a second on this? Second. All in favor of the appointment of Deborah McMillan and Ken Walls? Aye. Unanimous? Yeah. I know, Hope, have you heard from Debbie McMillan? She did send me a message saying she was at a high school graduation. So we can go ahead and, if you want, swear her in when she gets back? Okay. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and swear in Ken Walls, man of the hour. I guess come on down. Okay. You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been appointed to the best of your ability, judgment, in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners, Inc.? That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible, endeavor to promote the safeguard of the best interest of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of the membership. You may lower your hand. By virtue of the authority confirmed to me, I do hereby proclaim you as duly appointed, Ken Walls, to the AVRC committee and officially installed into the office. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a motion to suspend the Tuesday morning Board of Directors workshop meetings and move them to an evening town hall meeting with dates and times to be forthcoming. Do I have a discussion between us on that? And then we'll open it up to the floor.
Would that still be a workshop?
It would be a town hall style, which would give residents, it would give the community more time than the 3 minutes. They could bring up whatever issues that they want, questions, ideas, solutions. But it would only require 2 board members to be present at a town hall. We wouldn't have to worry about a quorum because we know that everyone, Millie has stuff going on, George got stuff going on, Jim's got stuff going on. We all have kind of stuff going on. So it would be, yeah, at night. It would give people a more opportunity to come.
Okay.
Guess we'll open it up for, give me 1 minute.
You know, I've thought about this for a while, and I believe that the morning meetings, whether people like it or not, when it came to a Wednesday night board meeting, things were not voted on. They were disapproved. And then they come to a Tuesday morning meeting, and all of a sudden they pass. Is that fair? Less people, a lot less people come to the morning meetings than they do the evening meetings. That's something to think about, I guess, from my point of view. And I've heard some people say, well, it needs to go out to be voted on. Well, if everybody here is willing to spend, what, $4,200, is it, Carol, to send bolts out? I mean, is that what we want to do? Because that's exactly what will probably have to happen.
This is, if you read the motion is not to terminate, it's just to suspend. We thought we would try it at this month, just because we don't have a meeting next month, and it would give us an opportunity with Patrona and Mike and everybody to get a schedule and give people enough notice of just trying it. We just want to try it and see how it works. We're not saying that it's set in stone, because it's just to suspend it. It's not to terminate it. Should it not work, then it doesn't work. But we don't know unless we try something. And we're willing to try it and see what the numbers are, see who comes, and just to give an idea to all of us how things go. That's all we want to do, is just try something different than maybe it has been done in the past. Maybe we have some different ideas on how we would like to see the town halls go and have more interaction, more ideas, and more solutions from the community on different subjects that we're facing. And we have some serious issues, such we had the town hall safety traffic meeting. I think we had probably well over 50 people there just for one subject. So on that, I was like, well, let's just try this and see how it works out. That's all we want to do, is just try it.
And you know, I've heard people discuss saying that, I've heard this a lot too, well, we're changing it because of certain people. That's not true. That is not true. Has everybody, I'm going to put it out there, has Debbie missed one meeting on a Tuesday morning meeting? Never. Never, people. And the people that are complaining, you know, I'm sorry, but she has not missed one meeting. And that needs to be addressed too. So I'm going to put it out there. And that's the way I feel about it. And like Debbie just said, it's a trial basis. If it don't work in three months, 2 months, then we'll go back to doing something different. But the old way sometimes is not working. It was time for a change. Correct.
That's all we want to do. We're not saying it's forever and it's not written in stone. We just want to give it a try, right?
Gail Metcalf, Unit 6. We've gone round and round with workshops, and, you know, the 9 years I've been here, there's been no difference between a workshop and a business meeting. Workshops were intended way, way, way back as discussion meetings to talk about issues to be voted on at the regular business meeting. That was the concept. I've been here 9 years. I've never seen that concept. I know that our manager has addressed this privately many times. She's wanted to talk about stopping, you know, having a workshop as a workshop. And she had a model where she used to be, and it was excellent. Now, the fact of having town hall meetings instead of workshops, it can serve the same purpose. Workshops should not be regular business meetings. I know there's sometimes you have to vote on things because of the time frame, but town hall meetings, I think are an excellent way to try to do this. If we can move them to the daytime, that's fine, depending on the number of people. But I would make a strong suggestion that it's not just an open house thing, that there are issues that Brookridge is facing at that time, give out information, and then say we're going to have this town hall meeting, because it does give people a chance to talk more than 3 minutes. I mean, you don't want to have somebody being on for a half hour, but to be able to give more people information, let them have input, instead of doing it at a regular meeting. So I agree, try the town hall concept. If not, I would like to see the workshops be true workshops.
So if I hear you right, Gail, you're saying that we really shouldn't be voting on an issue like buying brand new trucks, Gates Entry. It didn't pass on a Wednesday night meeting, but slowly it came in the following board meeting on the workshop, and it was put right straight through.
Yes.
And that needs to stop.
That's what, workshop, business meetings are business meetings. Workshops, it should not, you know, if there's something on a Wednesday night, it should not be brought to a Tuesday, it should be brought to the next Wednesday meeting, unless there's a time constraint.
And we have noticed since being on the board, if you notice your packets, we're basically having 2 board meetings.
Exactly.
We're actually really having 2 board meetings here. And we would like to have more input, so we thought we would just try it and see what happens. And, you know, just take it from there. There's a lady in the...
Linda Hartman, Unit 1. My question is, town hall meeting, is this going to be once a month, like our workshop is? It'll be a specific night? It won't be, we won't have to wait to be notified when they're going to have the town hall meeting. It will be a scheduled, like the first Tuesday night of every month or something?
It would be just, you'd still have the 2 weeks from the board meeting at nighttime Wednesday night. It would be like, say, today is Tuesday morning. It could be Tuesday night of the same day. So you still got 2 weeks in between all the meetings.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, because a lot of times the town hall meeting was something that was scheduled down the road for a particular issue, and I just wouldn't want to not have a Tuesday morning workshop and not have town hall meetings on a regular basis.
Right, and the reason why we did it to bring this forward this month is because we don't have a workshop in July. It would give us enough time with Patrona, Mike, and everybody to get a set schedule of when we could do it. That would be like a whole month notice, and that's why we chose to try it on, to do it now.
Okay, thank you.
Mary Story, Unit 6. Debbie, if you're going to do this, and it does say that you're going to change it to town hall meetings, then we need to consider in December, there is absolutely no Board of Directors meeting scheduled. So will we be putting a Board of Directors meeting back in on Wednesdays, seeing that's what it says in our bylaws? It's supposed to be the third Wednesday. The month of December, for the last year or two, they have not conducted board meetings. So can we consider that, please?
Yes, we had already spoke about that, and we are going to, we are going to go ahead and do that, even if we have to move it a little bit here, depending on where the holidays fall. Right. That's the only thing we were looking at. Right. Just even if it's just a Christmas board meeting and right. Right. And everybody brings a swap prize or something. I have Michelle.
Where?
Oh, that look, Patrona. What's that look? Just okay.
Carolyn Hyde, Unit 3. I wanted to find out, what night would you be considering having this?
I wouldn't even mind just moving it to a Tuesday night. No? Do you have a suggestion?
Any other?
Oh, Tuesday night bingo.
Yes, the Women's Club has bingo on Tuesday night, which they raise money for scholarships. And Brookridge also. So that's very important to me, and I'm sure it's important to other people also. Would you be having it in this room or any of?
No, we would probably.
Can you please consider switching it to a different day?
We would, definitely. That's why we had the whole month to look at the schedule with Patrona and Mike and everybody else up here to change it.
Monday, they've already done away with me going into the swimming pool because I couldn't use my little mesh thing that went under my backside because it took up too much room. So I don't go to the pool anymore. And bingo, I do enjoy.
Yep, but we're more than, I mean, that's why we made the motion to suspend it at this particular, because next month we don't have any, and it would give us enough time between the end of this month and the beginning of next month.
And also, if you'd like to reconsider using my little seat for the swimming pool, which is not actually a seat, it's only a piece of mesh, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
You were right. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else that has? Thank you.
Did she recognize you? Yes, she did.
You know, listening to because I'm thinking, nights are getting pretty filled in here. Would you consider, after you look at all of your stuff, that possibly, if we can't do it at night for now, if you do a Tuesday morning, and it would be I think that you guys can work out a workshop where it would be a true workshop, town hall type thing, but we don't have to worry about if there's a quorum, because at a workshop, you would not make decisions. That is the thing. Workshops, you would not take a vote. It would go on the next meeting. Is that correct?
It's only a quorum.
It's only a quorum, yeah.
Right. It's just the town hall, we wouldn't need a quorum.
Yeah.
Versus the workshop, we always have to have a quorum.
You could do a quorum, but you wouldn't be voting on anything.
Correct.
It would still go to the
Right.
Wednesday night.
Right. But we thought the town hall, it would bring out more ideas, more.
I absolutely I do understand that, because of the Rules Committee, we're going to be coming forward to do a couple of town hall meetings also.
And that's where the idea also between us was with the Rules Committee coming in and having the town halls. We used Tracy as the guinea pig of the town hall meeting, and it worked out really well. And I was like, well, why don't we just try it? And then I I already knew that we were gonna have town halls because we want everybody's input on rules and regulations.
Yeah, the rules
So,
committee does too.
even if we have to have a few town halls just specific to the rule, this part of the rule we're gonna talk about here, then even if we have to have a few, I would rather do that and give everybody a clear understanding and have all their input versus just one and throwing everything out there.
And I totally agree, and because we're going to be coming forward to you within the next couple of weeks to bring you a packet of some of the rules. And we felt, the whole committee felt very strongly about having the residents' input so that everybody is comfortable with the rules.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, sorry, we have a YouTube question?
We have quite a few comments. I
Oh.
will try to summarize and pull out the questions.
Do we know who they are?
Oh, we do know who they are,
Okay.
so
Can you give their name
sure can.
so Arlene can,
Okay. Well, start out, Brenda McMahon, should be a member vote. Also says town hall and Tuesday morning also. No quorum to vote. And and then there's rumors, George, I guess about your comment about people have said this is being done for particular people, so.
Well, you know something, I've had that said to me, so that's why I brought it up.
Oh, yeah, no, I just,
And you know something, if they want us to spend $4,200 for mailing, come out and tell us, because that's what it's gonna cost each and every one of us. Not just one person, it's gonna cost us all, and that's not fair.
okay, and next one up, Sandy Who's, why is it being changed? Just because people work, I think, no. How will this conflict with evening activities? And that's pretty much what she has. Jerry Kraft, half of the community is gone. Why not wait for the snowbirds so it can be fair to all? George talked about being fair. And the last comment is Anthony Langone. The bad thing with having meetings in the morning, it interferes with people's doctor's appointments, their jobs, and life in general. On the flip side, a lot of people, including myself, go to bed early.
we'll take that into consideration. I'm just going to address me in particular, the working issue. It seems to have been an issue since I've got on the board. I have no idea why. I take off when we have the workshop meetings. I'm off the entire day. In fact, after I leave here, me and Carol will be together.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know, I am too. So I am down there. I have meetings that I schedule for in-person meetings. Today I have several meetings that I have scheduled at the admin office. I have a meeting up here. I have flex time at work that I use. Like I had explained many months ago, maybe even a year ago, there is a generational turnover now in here. Nothing disrespectful, but we have, if you notice, people are now moving in, selling their homes. That a lot of people things happen in life. They are moving to their families. They're moving to assisted living facilities. It happened in my last neighborhood when we moved in there. We were very young. We lived there for 18 years. Children graduated from high school. They didn't need those 4 and 5 bedroom, 2-story houses. They were selling them and moving to other communities with smaller homes. That was called downsizing. And there's a lot of people that are moving in here. You can see it on social media. We're moving, we're downsizing. And I worked, my last board, I had told you all, we all worked. And we made we brought all our life experience to that board in our old community. And I think that that's what's happening here. Different ideas, different life experiences, things change, and I don't see where it really has affected anything in here. I think we, as a board, and I say this including Jim too, that with everything that goes on, Millie's got her stuff going on at auxiliary, Leo's got another home on another continent, Jim's got grandbabies that he's chasing, George has a business that he's running, he has a mom that he's taking care of. I think in the very short period of time that we have been on this board, we have accomplished quite a bit. It has been hard, but we have made sure that everything we have done, we have asked for your input, we have considered everything, we take phone calls at night, emails at night. If somebody wants to meet with me, Patrona knows this, I think I have room E with my name on it that I schedule for meetings on the weekends. I don't have a problem coming up here and meeting somebody right after work at the admin building up here. So I think that's disingenuous and unkind. And I'll just leave it like that.
Great job.
Okay, to what Debbie just said, all of us from time to time, especially Debbie, will get phone calls every day, different situations. I had a situation that was brought to my attention 3 days ago. And went to got in my car, went to the resident's house and seen what the situation was. And they were given some wrong information, but that's besides the point. And I said, look, let me look into it. And we did. I called Debbie up and I let her know what it was. The people were so thankful that somebody just came out to the house to see what they were talking about. You know, we're all in here together. And if we can't help each other, then there's something wrong. But you know what, a phone call is nothing. If we can do something to help anybody out here, no matter what it is, whether we can do it or not, at least you know we have ears, we'll listen to you. And that's what we're here for. Thanks.
So I make a motion to suspend the Tuesday meetings and move them to an evening town hall with dates and times to be forthcoming. Do I have a second? Leo, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Passed unanimously. We have one other thing, the advisory board change. I needed to make a motion to change the advisory board committee to a development committee for the development adjoining Brookridge. So we're here to do that today. So it's just to change the name to the development committee from the advisory board committee. That's the only thing that we're changing, is just the name. And their function is to help handle the development out front. If you're interested, please feel free to fill out a application to volunteer to be on the committee. And Tracy also heads up that committee. And she's been doing a lot of work with the developer on that. Hopefully we'll have some updates at the next board meeting. So I make a motion to change the advisory board committee to a development committee for the development adjoining Brookridge. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Aye. Passed unanimously. And Jim has two things here. Let's see. He did mention this one here. The first thing that he has is an employee reward and recognition program. Brookridge's employees are our residents' first responders. Without them, Brookridge cannot function. An award for recognition to our dedicated employees. He is proposing the following. I propose a way to say thank you to our hardworking employees that will give all employees a $50 bonus. This award would be for all active employees as of July 1, 2023. Is there any discussion on it? Open up for discussion. Anybody wanna, does anybody have anything that they would, Tracy?
Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. When I first moved here, I worked as a monitor, and it's a tough job, and all the jobs here, and I think that's a fabulous idea. I just want to put that in there. That I think that's a wonderful idea for the community.
Is there any, I see somebody, oh.
Al Stratton, Unit 3. My question is this a blanket $50 for everybody on, or is this the start of a spot award program where if you have somebody in the department that's doing a stand-up job, it's recognition?
Well, the way he has it written, it would give all employees a $50 bonus. This award would be for all active employees as of July 1st, 2023. So it appears to be on this here, how I understand it, a one-time bonus for an employee recognition.
And have we done employee reviews at this point? Okay, good.
Is there anybody else? Okay, well, I make a motion to approve the $50 bonus. This award would be for all active employees as of July 1st, 2023. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
George, all in favor? Did you have anything you wanted to say, Leo?
I am more in favor of awarding people when you've done something special, rather than giving everybody a bonus. I don't think it sends the right message. And there should be something that strikes board or the staff to recommend a raise. That would make more sense to me. For a bonus for specific actions on specific individuals, as opposed to a blanket, everyone. Because the only reason we would approve this one is admitting we don't pay them enough anyway. Is that the case?
Can I?
But if we up the wages, everybody is probably gonna up the HOA fees. Is that everybody would like that? I'm all for it, I guess, if somebody, to give somebody a better wage.
You guys then refused it, they would warrant
And that's happened.
What about if I do this? And I don't think anybody would probably have a problem. What if I withdraw the motion and table it until our board meeting when Jim is here? Would anybody have a problem with that? So then he may further explain what his intent is. See? Yeah? All right. Huh? Yeah, I hope nobody spent it on it. Just to make sure I don't want to and Leo, I don't want us to disapprove something if his intent was a different avenue on this. You know, just to be fair to Jim and give him, you know, maybe there's something else in here that he wants to say. How do you feel about that, Leo? That's fine. Yeah. How do you feel, Millie? Yeah? Okay, so I make a motion to, I rescind my motion to approve, and I make a motion to table the employee reward and recognition until the board meeting. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Well, Leo, I'm just tabling it until he comes back. It's unanimous. It's unanimous. It is a second look, right? And it's just to be fair, you know. Right. All right. And this is also submitted by Jim. It's to update the non-sufficient fund charges, the NSFs. The office staff spends a considerable time reversing NSF transactions and properly documenting. Paper check and ACH transactions are currently being charged $25 for each NSF occurrence. His recommendation is to increase the NSF fee from 25 to 35 as noted in the Rules and Regulations Article 7 fee schedule. And the proposed motion is we raise the NSF fee from 25 to 35 per occurrence effective immediately. Do I have a discussion on that here before we open it up? Millie, are you okay? Is there any discussion? Anybody would like to say anything? It is just a propose to raise the non-sufficient, basically a bounce check fee from 25 to 35 per an occurrence effective immediately. We just said that too, but he put 35, 25 to 35. Do I have a second to raise from 25 to 35?
I'll second it.
All in favor? All right, it's unanimous. Oh, George, this is yours right here, okay? Did you wanna, or?
The AC what? Hello. Okay, the ACC guidelines, 3.13 fencing. What needs to be done is the current rules and regulations under 313 all the way down is really not wording right for anybody, especially for any of the ACC. So what we have done and they propose to do is do a complete update. The maximum height of any fence placed on the lot shall be 6 feet. I could read down the whole thing if you want me to. Anyways, we need to get this changed. And Paul Campbell could probably come up and explain more than I'm going to explain if he'd be willing to do that. And no, I'm not going to buy your coffee.
Paul Campbell, Unit 2, also intermediate chairperson of the ACC, I guess. The only reason we are doing this is a couple of years ago there was a change to it by the past board president, and the whole committee disagreed with what he did. what basically happened was he opened it up to anyone to put a pet enclosure fence on their property. A pet enclosure fence could be put anywhere except for in front of the house. Any size, anything. They were given free reins. If someone submitted an application that said pet containment, it automatically had to be approved. We would like to go back to the original, that the fences be put on the property line and not, while George was there, I believe we okayed a 8-inch high fence for a pet enclosure. 8 inches high. It was the side of the person's property. It was attached to 4x4 posts, concreted into the ground for an 8-inch fence. Correct? So it was for 2 dogs. All concrete patio put down and an 8-inch fence. So we would like to put this back to its original, where fences are no longer put anywhere on property. Thanks. Yes.
So is there any questions? Open it up.
Yes, Lynn?
Lynn Southwick, Unit 4, so if I'm not mistaken, you're saying no fences at all for any pets. I agree, 8 inches is nowhere near enough, anybody's gonna jump over that, right? But I think if somebody gets a pet and they want to fence it, as long as it's in property guidelines on the new area can be placed, they should be allowed to have that fence, so their dog isn't gonna escape the yard. Can't put a run out, so I think a fence should be allowed, in my opinion.
There's still allowed a fence. I think the thing was putting just a specific pet fence.
It was just probably like a 4x4 foot.
Almost like a playpen.
Correct.
Okay.
Instead of putting it, fencing in their property.
So they were using the pet fence
To put a fence anywhere.
instead of having a regular fence to enclose their pooches. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay.
So I make a motion to accept the, well, go ahead.
Robin Napier, Unit 3. Does that mean that if they're there, they have to take them down? Are they going to be grandfathered?
They would be grandfathered in. Right, because, yeah.
Change goes from this day forward.
Right. Right. Is there anybody else? No? All right.
So I'm making a motion to approve the new changes. Do I have anybody that will second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Pass unanimous.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, thank you for explaining that. I guess there's, where all? Oh, go ahead, George.
And one other thing, Paul Campbell, right there, is going to be the new chairman of the board of the ACC. He's going to take it. Well deserved. Good man. You got any questions? Call him. Help you out.
He will. He knows every page. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. All right, with all that, I make a motion to close the meeting. It is, sorry, we had, it was a little long, and we're missing Jim, so we're kind of a little off when we walked in and found that. But member comments, please, I'm so sorry. Mary, you reminded us, so you get the first go.
Mary Story, Unit 6.
I'm asking if this board will give consideration to the following requests. I am asking you to consider the removal of anyone serving on any of our advisory committees that were involved in the recent settled and upcoming lawsuit. By their words and actions, they have proven they did not have the well-being of Brookridge in mind. So why should they be permitted to serve on a committee that is advising the board on what we would or would not be good for Brookridge? Obviously, what was in the best interest of the community was not of a priority or concern to them. Secondly, I am asking if this board would consider hiring additional staffing for the guardhouse for the overnight shift and some type of panic button to go directly into the sheriff's office. One person alone in the guardhouse is not a good policy. If that person should have a heart attack, a stroke, pass out, have a problem with a belligerent visitor, there's no panic button in there for them to notify the sheriff's office. And I do realize I have a second person, but they're driving around in a truck. If that person leaves with the truck to do their route, they could be gone for an hour and a half to 2 hours before they get back to the guardhouse. A lot can happen in that time frame. I feel the safety and well-being of the guards far outweighs the cost to the community, and would ask that this board thoroughly consider both of these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, and yes, we are looking into that because it's not right. I mean, the people that we have in there, maybe it's time to look at maybe the guy that rides around at night, or whoever, the person, maybe start staying in the guard shack, maybe making one round, and then coming back in there and staying. But anything's better than what we got.
But any length of time, George, that someone's alone there is a danger to that person being there. Something can happen in a split second, and we would not have knowledge of it. I think our employees are more important than what it might actually cost us, and it's worth the sacrifice.
And I can just say that Harry has a lot of things that he has brought up to us that he has noted. So there is changes that are coming. But I know that is one of the items that we have already discussed.
Right.
Putting that in. Is there anybody else that has a comment? Did you?
Ken Walls, Unit 4. I want to know if the surveillance camera has ever been replaced in the GM's office that's taken down about 2020.
Mr. Walls, which camera?
The surveillance camera that you guys made the remark to the president at that time that you couldn't work on the surveillance camera?
We have a surveillance camera that goes to the front window.
Excuse me?
We have surveillance cameras that go to the front window, through the lobby, and the front and back of the building.
There's nothing that will protect our ballot box as it was always kept in the GM's office.
No, it's out in the lobby now under surveillance. It's been there for 2 years.
For how long?
2 years.
And you've been here?
Yeah, 3 years, almost 3.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ken. Is there anybody? Oh, did you want? Yes, I want. Okay.
Renee Jasnak, Unit 1. I'm up here to say thank you to our board, our GM, Carol Webster, Lee, our code enforcement officer, and
they can't hear you. Just keep it. Renee Jasnak, Unit 1. I just want to say thank you to our board, our GM, Carol Webster, Lee, our code enforcement officer, and Arlene in the office. We have been having an ongoing issue with our neighbor's landscaper that is causing repeated damage to our fence, our brand new fence. Anyway, I called the office. Arlene immediately sent Lee out to help us, and Carol and our board have been addressing it with him as far as sending him a letter about the policies and rules of Brookridge. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Renee. And like we had explained to everyone before when this incident happened, that is not